Welcome, everybody. Today we have Esteban down in Argentina joining us. How's it going today, man?
Hola, hi Jake, how are you?
Doing fantastic, man. It's good to have you on the channel. You've been watching and commenting for a very long time, and now you've taken the plunge, you've gotten a hair system, and you jumped right in. That's right?
Yes, absolutely.
That's awesome, man. So before we get into it, everybody, just remember, please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell below. It helps YouTube algorithms make this video's way out to people who are just getting exposed to hair system content. So thank you very much for doing that, as always. So it's good to have you on here, man. How long have you been wearing a hair system for now?
I can consider myself a newbie. It hasn't even been 2 months. I think it's going to be 2 months on the 28th at the end of the month. So yeah, I'm still pretty new to hair systems,
that's great, man.
It's been a big change because I've been a bald man for almost 20 years. I know I don't look that old, but I am. So I started shaving my head when I was around 25, I think. So I started balding at quite a young age. When I was in high school, like in the early 90s, it was when all guys used to wear long hair because it was like the grunge era, like, you know, Pearl Jam, Nirvana, and we all wore like really long hair.
90s.
Yes. So by the end of my high school years, I started noticing that the top of my head was kind of thinning. People were telling me like, it's thinning, and as we all do, right? We deny it. We're like, no, it's not thinning. And then when I finally decided to cut all my hair off, I noticed that my hair was really thin. I had like hair was like really patchy, and I held on to my last strands of hair for like 2-3 years. And then I had to have surgery on the back of my head. I had like a little cyst on the back of my head. And I remember the date because I'm sure it means a lot to you and to all Americans because it was on 9/11, 2001.
Wow.
That was the year I was having surgery, and I shaved all my hair off for the first time. And of course I remember that date because it means a lot, not to you Americans, but to everybody.
Yeah.
And then I've been like completely bald, like either shaving my head with a razor or using like an electric machine. And I've never really experienced the insecurity of being bald. I think when I see your video, when I watch your videos and other videos on YouTube, I see a lot of men saying like, I regained my confidence, now I feel good about myself. I kind of accepted the fact that I was bald and becoming bald at such a young age. I've been in a relationship with a man for 15 years. Before that, I was in another relationship for 3 years. It's not, I never felt like I needed hair to I don't know, pick up guys.
Sure.
So, and everybody was like, I grew a beard a few years after, so I was kind of feeling okay with the way I looked. And I think it was during this quarantine, being locked down in our houses for so long, that I was browsing either Instagram or YouTube or the internet. I don't remember now exactly where I found information about hair systems. And I was like, what is this about? I think I remember seeing a video about a hair system a few years ago and thought it looked terrible. Like it was kind of like some dead animal on top of someone's head. And
sure.
I saw that video, and then I didn't hear about hair systems like in a year or 2 years. But then I started seeing like the video from that German company, Heineck, I don't remember the name. I say like the name
hair
of the
system,
video.
Heineck.
Yeah. I was like, wow, these guys with those hair systems, they look really good. And like I said before, I never felt bad for being bald. But I used to look at other guys with good hair and say like, wow, I wish I had that kind of hair. I wish I could feel like the wind blowing on my hair, touching my hair. I don't know, doing hair, blow drying my hair. But I never felt like I needed the hair. But it was like something good to like if the option is there, I wouldn't mind trying it and see how it goes. So I started some research.
Let me ask you a quick question. There.
I'm a big talker.
We've got you.
Me, okay.
Yeah, you are. It's good. It's good. I'm just sitting here and I'm watching and stuff. So I mean, this is really interesting. I want to briefly pause that for a second. And I think that yeah. So you've been in a relationship for a long time, and attracting a mate wasn't a thing for you. Just it sounds like you simply had a desire for having hair. Maybe did you miss it, or was it a want, or was it a miss? If that makes sense.
I think it was a want because I never experienced having hair in a way that you have hair and you style it and you do stuff with it. Because, like I said, I had long hair in an era when we were teenagers back in the 90s. We didn't really care about our appearance as much as teenagers from nowadays do. So
sure,
I had like young boy hair to having long hair to then cutting off my hair and being practically bald. So I never experienced like doing hairstyles or doing different haircuts. So I have never experienced having hair like that. So I didn't miss something that I've never had. So I remember
you said that you found hair systems like originally maybe like 2 years ago. Was it Quiff & Co, like back when they made a push and it was like a blonde guy and he had kind of like long hair that was off to the side? Do you remember?
I honestly don't remember. No, it was a guy with darker hair, but I remember thinking it looked terrible, and it was like that dead hair on top of someone's head. It looks wrong. Like I didn't even consider it. Yeah.
Well, interesting. So, anyways, it brings us to now. You're 2 months into this journey.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, what ultimately? What was the transition point? Like, what helped you decide that you wanted to try a hair system?
Well, first, watching some of the videos and some of the amazing results that I saw on some guys, watching your videos, watching Curtis' videos, and then I started like, I don't know, looking up on Amazon and sites that are, I don't know if I can mention the brand. Amazon. Okay.
It's fine.
I started looking like to purchase a hair system like overseas, but here it's usually a mess. When you order something from another country, you have to pay custom fees, and sometimes it takes forever to arrive. So I started searching like, are there any hair system sellers here in Buenos Aires, Argentina? And I was surprised to find that there were plenty. I wouldn't say plenty, but at least 2 or 3, which is more than I thought there would be. And we have here a site that is similar to eBay. It's our local eBay, and I found quite a few sellers there. And then I also found a lot of comments and questions, and that's when it hit me. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of guys that I run into on the street, on the subway, on the bus, they were wearing hair systems and I didn't even know, because I'm not the only one here in Argentina, Buenos Aires, looking for hair systems. And that's when I was like, okay, so I'm not looking to wear something that nobody else wears.
Yeah.
So the first thing I did,
well, I think that's, yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay. No, I think that's an amazing moment when you or someone else realizes that they're not actually alone out there, and that they're probably surrounded by people with very good hair systems, and they don't even know it. I remember my stylist, like one of the things that she told me, because I was asking about her business, and I was just like, well, what's your problem? Like, why isn't this place is 100% filled all the time? She's like, well, we have tons of business, but the problem is word of mouth advertising doesn't work, because the bad hair systems, the bad wigs, everybody knows about, and you know, people don't want to wear them because everybody knows, but the really good ones you can't tell.
Yeah.
And people and men don't want other men to know, and so they're very, very hush hush about it. And it's kind of it's just an interesting situation, you know, that like I highly doubt that anybody you know or anybody I know, unless we tell them, knows, right? And like we just going about our day-to-day life, we're normal people or something.
Yeah, yeah. Especially with people who maybe don't know you. In my case, since I've been bald for 20 years, everybody who knows me knew that I was wearing a hair system. The funny thing about my particular case was that I'm a singer, and during this quarantine, I found a way to keep myself busy and entertained. I started recording videos of myself singing and posting them on Instagram. And one day I was like, I want to buy some wigs, like some fun wigs, like Party City type of wigs. So I started wearing those wigs in the videos, and people were like laughing at it and thought it was funny. So when I made the transition to the actual hair system, a lot of people, it took them some time to realize it was not a fun wig, that it was actually a hair system. So it was kind of funny in a way that I had some kind of a starting point with wearing the funny wigs and then moving on to the hair system.
Well, that's really cool. I mean, that's a transition plan in itself, right? You kind of get people somewhat accustomed to the fact that you're, you know, wearing wigs or whatever, and then you're like, oh no, this is the new look.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fun. That's fun. So you've been wearing for about 2 months. What type of system are you wearing?
I'm wearing a French lace with poly on the sides and on the back. I wanted to wear a French lace base. I've been doing a lot of research, of course, because I'm not that much into workout as you are, but I do work out from time to time. But I do sweat a lot, and I do have oily skin. So I was like, I don't think full poly is going to be a good choice for me, especially at the beginning. And I wanted to have the poly on the sides to make it easier to attach, because I wanted to use tape as well. I didn't like the idea of wearing glue all over my head. And so far so good. I actually found, what's been
the biggest challenge, do you think?
Well, the thing is that the place where I had it done, which is actually a salon here in Buenos Aires that sells the hair systems, and they do the installing and they do the haircut as well. I think that we kind of disagreed when it came to measuring the front, because I was like, you know, I'm 4 years old and I don't expect to have the hairline of a 25-year-old. So, you know, with the 4 fingers in your forehead, we kind of, I was like, maybe 5 fingers, and they were like, yeah. But then when they put it on, everybody was like, I think they attached it way too high on your head, or all the way to the back, and it started looking weird to me. Like, I looked at my hair in the mirror and I was like, wow, it looks amazing. And then I looked down and I saw my huge forehead, and I was like, okay, this doesn't look good. So 2 weeks into having it installed, I went to the salon again to do the first maintenance. And I asked them to try to a bit more forward, but you know, the way they cut it with the 5 fingers in my forehead. So they couldn't move it forward too much, because otherwise the back of my head would be exposed.
Right.
But they were able to move it back at least a finger, and the back of my head is still covered.
That's good.
So I went.
So this is after the correction right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the first time.
How do you feel about it now?
Yeah, the first time I went to do the reinstall, they kind of pushed it forward. And then after that, the next 2 times I did the reinstall, I did it myself.
Fantastic. So you just jumped right into it.
Yeah.
Learning how to do all of the installs yourself.
Yeah.
Now, does your husband help you with this, or is it just something you do alone?
Well, actually, my husband helps, because since I'm still new at this, you know, to put it starting from the back, it's a bit hard to do it by yourself. The problem now is that my husband is gone for maybe a month. So I'd either have to ask a friend, or I'll have to. I saw some guys who actually install it starting from the front instead of the back. So I may have to try it that way. So
that's how I do it. I've got some tips and tricks that help people with that, but I install it from the front because I do it alone. I had my girlfriend help me once with it, and after that I was like, I am going to learn how to do this myself, and we're gonna do it. And so I've probably done it maybe like 15, 20 times now, and it's been good. But anyways, man, I mean, that's an incredible story. And so what's been the best thing about it? You told me what's been like the hardest thing about it. What's been the best?
The best thing about it actually happened a couple of days ago. As I told you, I'm a singer, and I'm right now I'm rehearsing Mamma Mia, the musical.
Yeah.
So we've been rehearsing via Zoom all this time because of quarantine, and because quarantine has been strict here in Buenos Aires. And 3 weeks ago we were allowed to go back to the theater to rehearse there. And 2 days ago, I don't know when this video is going to come out, so I shouldn't say 2 days ago. Okay, I should say Wednesday. So 2 days ago, actually 3 days ago, I had my system reinstalled. And you know how you're not supposed to wash your hair for 24 hours. So I got it installed the day before going to rehearsal. So I hadn't washed my hair, so I tried to do the best I could with it. And my hair was kind of flat because, when you install it, you cannot do much to it. And you usually, in my case, it stays flat because you try to glue it to your head. So one of the scenes that I was doing, I had to drop to the floor and then jump back up. And while I was doing that, I was feeling my hair flapping over my forehead. It's like, wow, I never thought I had this feeling again of having my hair flapping over my forehead, like real hair, not the silly wigs that I wear for my videos. So that was, that was very, I don't know, very, very exciting to have that feeling of having hair again and feeling it behaving like real hair and not a wig.
Yeah, it really does. And I mean, it's a sensory thing, man. It feels a certain way to, like when I'm working out, and I start sweating and it starts coming down onto my face. Like there's a certain strange feeling. Like I like the feeling. I know what you mean. It's just a sensation that's oddly, I don't want to say comforting, but it's oddly something.
Yeah.
But that's really cool. I think those small moments are really fun, and they're different for everybody. But that's a lot of fun.
I was also surprised that when I saw the videos, most of the videos of guys who wear hair systems, it's like I saw them always having the same hairstyle. So I was like, okay, you put on the hair system and you're stuck with the same hairstyle. And when I started wearing it, I was like, no, I can comb it forward, I can comb it to one side, to the other side. It's really versatile. That's something that I think it's good for people to know, because I think that hair system wearers who wear the same hairstyles because that's the style they like, and people may think when you're stuck with one style, that's it. But no, you really can. It's hair that's really, you can move it forward to one side, to the other side. That's what I really like about it. It doesn't.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, most of the quality hair systems that people are looking at are they're freestyle knotting, meaning that they can go in any direction. They can move however, whenever, like Shakira. We'll always be together, the hair system and I. Sorry, that was just my bad joke from being tired. But yeah, no, so I mean, it's really something that you can have any hairstyle you want. And people on the channel probably see me. I change my hairstyle with how I'm feeling. Sometimes I have it completely down. I have it pushed over to the side today. Another day, I might have it swept back. I just, that's the fun thing about having hair. You can do that kind of thing, and you can adapt it to your settings. You can adapt it to if you're going to a nice party. You can have it look one way. You can be hanging out with your friends and have it down. It's like a, you know, style accessory item, something like that. So
like
it's a lot of fun.
Videos like you want to have Brad Pitt hair, you can have Brad Pitt hair. It's like you're not stuck with your bio hair, which may be curly or frizzy. This is like good quality hair that you can style it in whatever way you want, which is cool about it.
Yeah. So I got a question for you then. Being in Latin America, Argentina, I wish you were, or I bet you wish you were from Peru, because I hear they have the best meat.
Oh, really?
The best meat, like the best. Usually when I say that to Argentinians, they get worked up, like Argentinians and Peruvians. Yeah. So I was trying to get a rise out of you. Exactly. I was trying to, and you didn't even react, and I was like, all right. But no. So being Argentinian, being in Latin America, you know, you mentioned before that it's a machismo kind of culture. You know, how does this all play in? Do you think that it's less accepted in Latin America? Do you think it's people don't care?
I think that it all depends on the, you know, Latin America is such a big region that there are different countries that have different cultures. I think that the countries that are closer to Central America are more machismo oriented. In Argentina, we are more we're more accepting, and we've had like a gay marriage for 10 years, even before the US. We have a lot of laws that are very advanced, but the culture of the people who look over their shoulder when you walk by and they judge you, that still exists. So what I've noticed actually is on the videos on YouTube, when you watch videos from the US or Europe, you see the guys with the before and after pictures, and you see their faces. I see a lot of videos from Latin American companies that sell the hair systems, and the guys are like this. They're covering their faces. Yeah. So I think that has a lot to do with it. Like the man who wears a wig is a creep or is made fun of, so they don't want people to know that they're wearing a hair system. And my problem with that is that you're not helping others. You're not helping other men who may not be aware that hair systems exist, such as myself up until 3 months ago. So, but I also understand why they would want to hide, because maybe their culture that they live in is not accepting and they don't want to expose themselves. That's why it's all the guys who put comments on your videos and on everybody else's videos, we are very grateful, because it's like you guys are showing us that hair systems exist, that they're not super expensive, that you can manage them yourself, that they don't take that much time. So we're really grateful, either if it's you from the US or that guy you talked to the other day who's from the UK, or there are guys from Spain, from Latin America, but there are very few. There are very few of you, of us, I could say, because I have recently started my YouTube channel as well. We're very few, so we need to be loud and louder to get to more men who may not know this exists, and they may really benefit their lives and regain their confidence.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, that's my objective, is to destigmatize hair loss. So that's why we're doing the thing, and putting a lot of time in. I think often people ask me, like, why are you doing this, like, every day, or excuse me, every other day? Like, that's a lot of, and I'm like, it is a lot. Yeah. It is a lot. It's a lot of time, it's a lot of effort, but you know, it's a lot of work to be done, and there's a lot of hurting men out there. So
absolutely.
And it's work that needs to be done. But thank you for starting a YouTube channel. That's awesome. So let's hear a little bit about it. How is that going?
Well, I started it maybe 2 weeks ago. My idea is to actually I kind of cheated because I started doing my videos in English, because I know most people around the world speak English, but I want to try to cater to the Latin American people, so we can start a discussion about what being a man means in 2020. Like, it's something that I read on your comments the other day. One guy was saying, but women wear hair extensions and fake eyelashes and do Botox and have boob jobs, but as men we're supposed to be like this caveman that we need to accept whatever nature gave us and deal with it. So why do we have to accept that? Things are changing. Women are demanding for equal rights, which I think is fantastic. And we're going like in the other direction. Like we also want to do whatever we want with our bodies, with our appearance. So why it all has to do with this patriarchal society that we live in. Women are supposed to be these perfect creatures with perfect hair and perfect makeup, and men are supposed to be the providers who shouldn't care about their appearance. And that hasn't been that way for, I wouldn't say decades, but for years. So we need to change that mindset that men are not supposed to take care of themselves and care about their appearance and being made fun of because of that. So I think that, I'm sorry, my phone is ringing. I think that my first videos are in English because I want to maybe attract a bigger audience, but maybe my next video will be a video in Spanish talking about this same topic we're discussing right now. Why in Latin America do we still have this very male-oriented culture where women are supposed to be these perfect step-for-wife machines, and we're supposed to be these cavemen who don't care about what they look like. So hopefully that will trigger an interesting discussion. But yeah, my first videos are like, removing your hair system, how to attach the tape. I even gave you a couple of shout-outs because I found the tape the way that you do it, and it really worked for me. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm trying to do. And I got a sponsor as well. I'm going to sponsor a hair system company in the days.
Nice.
So that's cool that I'm already getting noticed, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting, and it's going to be a nice partnership. So yeah,
very fun.
We'll see how it goes.
That's great, man. Well, all the best to you, and all ships rise with the tide. So keep on making content. Keep on putting it out. There's 3.5 billion men out there, probably even more at this point. So there's a lot of fish in the sea, a lot of ears that need to hear it, speaking many different languages and have many different thoughts and of many different ages. So I always encourage people to, if they feel so inclined, to go out and make some content about this stuff. But with that being said, do you have anything that you would like to leave the audience with? Any thought, anything that you feel could help them on their journey?
Yeah, mainly when I read the comments from your videos or other videos, I see guys that are like, I want to try wear a hair system, but I'm scared. I'm scared it will be uncomfortable. I'm scared it will be very noticeable. I'm scared that I will be made fun of. I say try it. It's something that you glue onto your head. You can remove it whenever you want, and it's not something that expensive that if you pay for it and you don't end up using it, it's going to be a big waste of money. So actually, when I started wearing it, the first few days, few weeks, it was kind of itchy. Now it's not itchy anymore. First I felt like I had something on my head. Now I don't feel anything. I think I heard someone say like your brain adjusts to having something foreign stuck on your head, and you end up getting used to it. And nowadays, it's been almost 2 months, like I said, and I don't even notice that I have it on. Maybe if I move my face, like if I laugh or if I make an expression, I can feel like, pulling, but just a little bit. It's not something that will change your life in a way that I think people are scared that it will change their lifestyle. Like they won't be able to do what they've been doing. I've been working out here at home because gyms aren't open here yet. And yeah, I sweat from the sides instead of from the top like I normally would. But that's the only difference. It's not like my hair is flying out when I'm doing an exercise. So my advice would be like, give it a try. If you want to try it, don't listen to those negative thoughts stopping you. Just give it a try. And I'm pretty sure that most of the ones who will give it a try will end up adopting hair systems. I haven't heard of many people who started wearing hair systems and stopped, except for you, but you came back.
I came back, and you know what? The only reason that I left, so to speak, is because, get this, I didn't think that I could live my lifestyle with a hair system. And the reason I didn't think I could live my lifestyle with a hair system is because I didn't have the right hair system for me, you know? And that's also an option for those that you really need to learn how to maintain it yourself that way. You know, if you're a free spirit, or if you travel, or you want to go and live your life, you know that you can take care of it. You know, having knowledge is power, and power can make you feel very confident. And for me, that was part of it. And then once I figured out that I could live my normal lifestyle, there was no reason to not have a hair system. There was, like, I had every reason to have a hair system. The only reason I took it off is because I felt at the time that I was I had to either make a choice between my extremely active lifestyle or a hair system, and I decided that health was more important than the hair. But lo and behold, I can have my cake and eat it too. I can have my hair and also be extremely active, because I figured that out, and hopefully other people see that journey and they realize they can do it too.
Absolutely. So, I agree 100%.
Well, thank you so much, Esteban, for coming on the channel. I'll put a link down in the description to your channel to make sure that everyone, if they want to, they can go over and they can subscribe and support you in this journey. Just keep it up, man. Thank you so much for spending the time, and thank you to everybody for watching this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell below, and we will see you soon.